I think that we need to start with our neighborhoods, and we've already started with our neighborhoods. That's worthy of a topic in and of itself. And someday I think it'd be a great story for you to do, and that is just to follow what code enforcement is doing today versus what it did 3 years ago. And I can tell you that in 2017 they did 11,000 inspections. And when I go around the city, I see a difference. And I don't know, whether you do or not, but we see a lot of differences, and the people involved in the business see a lot of differences, and we just have to keep pushing that envelope to improve, the quality, of the neighborhoods where the people live, and the quality, as to force people in many cases to take care of their property that otherwise that they don't take care of. Nothing deteriorates a neighborhood quickly than having one lousy neighbor, or if you have two nice houses and a bad house in between. If you clean up that bad house, by the way, all of a sudden you now have a nice start. And if you have 4 houses that are nice and one bad one, and you clean that one up, and sometimes you have to do it, you always hope to encourage people to take pride in ownership and so forth, but some people don't take pride in ownership, so therefore you do it with again.
Are the neighborhood associations helpful in that regard?
Absolutely. We have a great relationship with the neighborhood associations. We have something that's called the Mayor's Neighborhood Commission, which was in existence before I got here, but it really wasn't in existence. But we brought that back. I go to the Neighborhood Leadership Council, which is composed of really 25 to 40 neighborhood associations that meet on a regular basis. So I go and talk to them once or twice a year. I went and talked to them about issue 13. I've talked to them before. But they select 6 neighborhood leaders, usually the president of an association, who represent all of them then on the Mayor's Neighborhood Commission. And we meet once every 2 months. They're good meetings. We've gotten to know each other well. We listen to their problems. They listen to ours, because it's important to understand why government does things sometimes this way versus that way, or sometimes why they don't have enough money to do it at all. And we listen to their problems. They also come in with lists, and I think that the first meeting that we had, they came in probably with a list of several hundred. These are the biggest nuisance problems in our neighborhood, and we want you to take care of them. And those are the ones that we gave priority to. So we have a really good relationship with the neighborhoods, and I feel very, very good about that. But the starting point for that has been code enforcement, and that's really the starting point of every one of our meetings every 2 months. And then we'll digress. I have the street superintendent come in and explain to them, how we choose roads to pave, and how we repair potholes, and why we chip and seal, and even how a pothole happens, which is kind of interesting stuff. He made a presentation. We'll have the engineer come in. We'll have the arborist come in and talk about trees in the neighborhoods and so forth. So it's all been good. So the neighborhoods, I think, are very much behind everything that we're doing. The neighborhood associations are very, very, very much behind, stricter and stronger code enforcement, and all that they really want to see is more. And again, we're at 11,000, and I think that we'll probably do more than that this year. And I would say 3 years ago, that department essentially had one inspector and very few clerks to process the work. They were probably doing, 250, inspections. We now have a full-time lawyer up there, which has also changed the nature of enforcement. We have 5 or 6 code inspectors. We have 5 or 6 clerks and so forth. And really, it's an entity that is really performing very, very well. But the neighborhoods love that.